Attorney Skye Perryman. She's also president and CEO of Democracy Forward. That's a progressive legal organization that has sued the Trump administration over its use of the Alien Enemies Act to engage in deportations. Skye, what's your reaction to the Louisiana judge ruling that Khalil can be removed from the U.S.?
Well, I think this ruling, of course, is far from the end of the story. There is another case pending where the court will have to grapple with the real constitutional issues here. This is an administration that is weaponizing the U.S. government against people in this country that are exercising their First Amendment rights. And Khalil's attorneys are raising that issue in the other case that is pending. And so I think this is really far from the end of the story. But what's important for all of us to focus on is the steps that this administration is taking to silence people, to threaten people, and they really can't even produce much evidence. I mean, this is a two-page memorandum from the Secretary of State. So I think you'll see much more in this case as it proceeds in the other court on the constitutional claims.
So Secretary Rubio's basic argument here is that if you're here on a student visa, you don't have a right to be here in the United States, and that these individuals, a lot of these students, have said things that are pro-terrorism, pro-Hamas, anti-Semitic, etc. I'm looking at an article in the New York Times from last October in which the group that he was a member of, Columbia University Apartheid Divest, expressed support for armed resistance by Hamas. Now, I don't know that he specifically was part of that expression, but he is part of the leadership of that group. Is that not enough under Secretary Rubio's definition?
Well, Secretary Rubio is making a range of blanket claims, but the point here is that the First Amendment in this country protects people that are here in their political expression. And that's what this other court will hear. Here, I think Khalil has said that he has not engaged in violence. He doesn't support violence. I believe that he's made a range, and his lawyers have made a range of, really delved into the evidence about his own particular views. But the real thing that we all need to remember here, getting out of the made-for-TV moments that this administration is trying to create around immigration and deportation in this country, is that our First Amendment freedoms for all of us, including American citizens, we're seeing, is something that the administration is not taking seriously and is not protecting. And I think that's what you'll start seeing in the companion case.
There obviously are questionable deportation cases under the Trump administration. We cover them all the time. They are also getting rid of people in this country illegally who have committed terrible crimes. Earlier this month in Northern Virginia, ICE arrested an undocumented Guatemalan man who's a convicted sex offender. Do you see any issues with deporting people in this country illegally who have committed such heinous crimes?
No one, I don't think, has issues with the lawful immigration enforcement in this country. And this president and presidents before him have authority under the law to take actions that are necessary to remove people from the country who are not here lawfully, who are not on a path towards being here lawfully, and who have committed violent acts. That is not, though, what we're seeing by and large by this administration. What we have seen is this administration remove people from the country with no process at all. No process at all. A move that even 9 justices on the Supreme Court is saying is unlawful, and really going to lengths to end run our immigration process in this country in order to engage in removal efforts that really are not respecting our Constitution, our laws, or the rights of people. And so that's really what I think we all need to be focused on in this moment. And of course, there are a number of lawful immigration operations that are taking place, but that's not what this administration has been intent on doing. They're really skirting the process.
Some of these migrant arrests have been captured on video. I want to show one case where a woman captures a moment when ICE agents arrested her mother. Her mother is accused of having ties to the MS-13 gang. Let's take a look at that.
You know? No,
if it's against...
No! You guys cannot take her just because you guys want to.
No te preocupes, Karen.
Mami, ellos no pueden hacer
no me importa si me mandan, Karen. Estoy bien.
No. Mommy, no. Mommy.
Do you expect this to kind of be the new normal during the second Trump term?
Well, this is what the administration is intent on doing. They want to scare and intimidate people. And again, they're not showing a respect for our laws or the rule of law in this country. If the administration was confident that people had committed crimes, that there were ways to deport them from the country, they would be going through the lawful process. But that's not what we've seen in a number of cases. You have the administration today in federal court in Maryland not even answering what the judges are asking them to do. And so this is what the administration wants to be the new normal. But I can assure you that there are lawyers and people across the country that are going to go to court every single day to ensure that people's rights are protected, that our Constitution is upheld, and that this does not become the new normal.
Skye Perryman, thanks so much. Appreciate your time today.